great. How are
Great.
you?
You look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you. Look, I tried to go light as Crystal and food around and did some stuff. But listen, this is Crystal Garrett. Yes, the creator and owner of Beauty Is. Welcome her to the stage this morning.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about all the layers of beauty that you're in? Like, I just keep seeing stuff, and I'm like, she's doing a lot.
Okay, so to start out with, I am a licensed cosmetologist and instructor for, I keep saying 20 years, that's my number. I think I'm gonna keep it at that, because if I move it up, y'all might start suspecting something. And with that, I also went to makeup school. Nowadays, you don't see a lot of makeup schools, but I went to an official makeup school, so I'm licensed in cosmetology and in makeup.
Oh, okay.
And with that comes everything with beauty: eyelash extensions, permanent makeup, you name it. I'm licensed to teach it normally. That's what I do.
So not just working in the field, you are an instructor.
Yes.
Okay. And then tell us the different platforms that you have. Tell us about that.
Okay, so right now I have just launched a makeup line, so my very own makeup line, and with that I actually make the makeup for you. Yeah.
That's exciting.
So I love creating things. I'm really an artist. I love to create. I like to make products. So I started out making hair care products back in the day, and that was before people was really doing it and going natural. People were still real strong with quick weaves and things like that. But I was making products because we were suffering, from the things that we were doing to our hair. So I was making products and learning more about chemistry and how products work with the body and things like that. And so from there, I just kind of graduated and went on into the makeup field. And so again, I create makeup to match exactly what you need.
Okay, okay, it's good, yeah.
So I love it.
And then how do you advertise your products and your company?
So that's another layer to
it. That's what I'm saying, she has a lot of layers to her
that's
business.
another layer to what I do also. So I'm really big on social media, and I think from the early days of social media, I kind of got involved with it. So I was doing lives before people were like, how are you doing that? Hello? What's she doing? So before live became popular, I was doing lives. And so my husband also owns a advertising firm. So I know how to market and advertise, and then I know how to talk, and I know how to connect with people.
Right.
So, just kind of pulling all of that together. I've been a platform artist for different product lines. So I think just my personality, I'm kind of goofy and kind of smart at the same time. So my personality can go either way at any given time. So using all of that
and tell them how many followers you have on YouTube.
I don't know.
I do.
Okay, tell me.
Over 1 million that have seen her videos.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously.
I have a lot of followers.
Yeah. It's really good, down to earth stuff that you can understand. I can't fully execute some of the techniques that you do, but I mean, it's really good information. So you guys find her on social media.
So yeah, I don't mean to cut you off, but that's one thing that I love to do is I actually love to teach. Not only professionals, because I do teach and certify professionals, but just the everyday average woman. That's one of my passions, because beauty in this day and age, at this stage of the game, is overwhelming. And people try to do things that are unrealistic because you want to keep up with the Kardashians, right? And so I really focus on teaching you about whatever your needs are as an individual with whatever your lifestyle is. So you may not catch me actually, I'm not that chick that actually does makeup online, but I will teach you techniques and teach you about products and chemicals and that type of thing. Although, who knows what the future holds. I may transition. Y'all might see me, throwing some eyebrows online. You never know.
Yeah, it's good. And so with the work that you do and the hundreds of people that you work with, what are some of the recurring themes that you see in terms of women and their self-care? Like you said, trying to keep up with the Joneses.
That's the number one thing. Everybody trying to keep up with what they see online and on television, and these reality shows are just insane at this, this point.
Okay.
So what I see mostly is that people trying to keep up with things that are just unrealistic for the average person, the average woman. We don't have that type of time to sit in the mirror for 3 hours. I scroll online sometimes and I'm like, oh, she's doing her makeup online. Okay, I'll come back to see what I'll come back 2 hours later and she's still on eyelashes, She hadn't even touched her face. And I'm like, so 6 hours later, she's done. She's like, I'm done. We don't have that type of time.
I have 10 minutes at the most.
Okay, and that's what people tell me. Okay, Crystal, I can give you 10 minutes, I can give you 20 minutes tops. That's on a good day, right? So we don't have that type of time, we don't have that type of energy, and guess what else we don't have? That type of disposable cash, right? That goes into these products because they can be very expensive.
I didn't think about that.
And another, and along with that, is these products that we see are not multi-purpose. So you have to get this product, this product, this product, this product, and this product just for that one eye. And I don't think that's fair. And we'll talk about that later with my product line, but just shameless plug. But that is, it's just unrealistic at this point. So I see a lot of mistakes happening because we are trying to take shortcuts from what we see uneducatedly. Is that a word? We just made it up? Yeah.
It is today.
So, we're not educated enough to know how to take these shortcuts to achieve a look that we see and that we desire. And also, when it comes to our full body, these girls are like pow, pow, and snatched. Well,
that'll kill you.
We're killing ourselves because our organs are up in there and they got to go somewhere. And so I see a lot of that. I just see a lot of damage.
Do you think we're spending far more time on the outward appearance versus our health?
And we toe up on the inside.
Yeah, our health. If we would spend just as much time going to the grocery store as we do going to CVS, that's where I buy my makeup. Sorry. I got 10 minutes at the most. When you got 10 minutes, you don't want to spend $30 on some eyeliner, but there you go. Yeah. I'm a work in progress.
Yeah. We're definitely focusing more on things that really don't matter. Because whether your face is beaten, your waist is snatched, but you got heart disease and high cholesterol, and as the old folks say, sugar, our focus is definitely in the wrong. And what are we teaching our young girls, our youth that are coming up, that we're raising in our homes, we're teaching in the classrooms? What are we teaching them?
Well, can you kind of share your testimony to health challenges you've had and how you've evolved?
So I was born with heart disease. So this is something that most people don't know. You guys follow my journey, you understand, that I have heart disease and you kind of watch my challenges and how I overcome them. But what you don't know is that I was adopted at 6 months old. I'm the product of a set of first cousins. So heart disease ran through their family. At that time, it was undiagnosed heart conditions that killed their aunts.
Okay.
And so I got it on both sides. I always tell my husband, just be glad I don't have a hand growing out the top of my head, right? So I'm just crazy a little bit, that's all. We can work with that. But I was adopted. Is that feedback? Okay, so I was adopted. And so this heart disease, naturally, I have it. Right. So as a child, I struggled a lot. And I went from doctor to doctor in order to get properly diagnosed because it was so complex, my condition, that everybody was scared to touch me. Nobody really wanted me in their office, and they for sure didn't want to operate on me. So it took many, many years of passing out at school, passing out on field trips. I was a dancer, and that was my first love, dance. being on the field one moment, having the time of my life, and waking up in the hospital when we were on trips on the road, you know. So it took years and years for me to properly get diagnosed, and it was actually around the time that I got ready to birth my third child. And at that time, I had found a doctor's office that I have been with for a very long time. They're a large practice, and so I was able to see multiple doctors. And they were all able to come up with, okay, this is what's really wrong with her, and this is how we can treat her. So my diagnosis is congestive heart failure, right ventricular cardiomyopathy, which is a sudden death syndrome that you see the athletes, you know, when they pass out on the court and die. Something else I always forget. So I have a trio of things going on with me. In August of 2016, I received my third defibrillator. So I have a defibrillator, and I have learned how to take care of myself. Totally, mind, body, spirit, you know, and what we don't understand a lot of times is how we feel every day mentally really affects what goes on with our body.
Right.
So I have totally had to like cut out all stressors. So if it stresses me, it's not a part of my life. I'm sorry. If you cause me problems, I can't deal with you. Whether you my husband, my kid, my mama, or my daddy, because it's several. I'm like, Daddy, I can't talk to you right now because you're going through something I can't handle.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You put those boundaries in place.
So I definitely have to have boundaries with everyone in my life.
And they respect that.
And they respect that because they know it's life or death. It's serious.
Right.
So,
do you think if we took that to heart, that was probably not the right word, but I mean, but if more of us realize that it can be a life and death, yours may be more immediate than ours,
right.
But that it is.
Because stress kills.
Yeah.
Stress kills. And we've all seen it, you know, time and time again. It just so happens, like you say, mine is more immediate. But I make the best out of it. My husband always says, you know, I've never seen somebody in so much pain that laughs. I have a good time with my life because guess what? I could not be here very easily. I've died on the operating room table. You know, things in my life that have happened to me has totally changed
your mindset.
My perspective on life, the way that I eat, you know, just the way that I live, period.
So how do you balance that with the self-care and managing a business and the different layers of business that you're in? How do you do that? Because some of us who have a healthier portfolio, we still have a hard time.
Yeah, I do a lot. I do a lot when it comes to my profession, and strangely, I guess it just comes with the territory, but my profession dribbles over into my personal life because my clients become family. You know, it's the weirdest thing, but what I have learned is the word no. And no has become my best friend. And no means so many different things to so many people, different people. But what I learned is how to use the word no. So for me, no isn't always the end all be all, but no can be for me just not right now. I can't do it just right now. I may have to pick that project up later, maybe next month. You know.
Okay, so even though it may be something that is good for your business, you pace yourself through it. Versus, okay.
Or no may mean that I need to grab a team of people to help me with that.
Okay.
Or no may be I just need to bless another artist with this gig. So no can be so many different things.
And that takes a really high level of confidence to know I'm going to bless somebody else with this.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with referring, you know, people, other artists. I don't have a problem with it at all.
Okay. So in terms of accountability, how do you think all of what you do fits into that in terms of being accountable in the area of self-care?
So because my life is so not private, it is so public, people come up to me all the time. I was out yesterday, and it was in the middle of the daytime when folks should be at work, and somebody peeped out the store, like I had left the store. I was walking down the street and somebody said, Garrett. And I turned around. People, because my life is so public, people know me. They see me in restaurants. They see me out and about. They see me at church. So if I'm doing something that I don't preach about,
Gotcha.
guess what?
Okay.
And so if you watch me on any of my social medias, I always say, hey, if you see me grab a piece of chicken, don't come jumping down my throat, because I live a certain lifestyle, and sometimes my body needs some chicken. Raise up, leave me alone. Okay, give me that. You know,
so you don't try to skim around it or deny
hey, y'all,
it.
It is what it is.
Girl,
Sometimes I want a cupcake. I love me a good cupcake.
Right.
But not all the time.
Right.
If I know I got a big weekend coming, guess what? Crystal can't have that cupcake, because when Crystal have that cupcake, I'm going to be laid up. I need my feet elevated, you know?
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Trying to detox from
I got to flush that out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So accountability doesn't mean perfection.
It does not mean perfection.
It doesn't mean
just
perfection.
means owning what is yours.
Right.
To me, that's what it means. Owning what I live and how I live and what I preach and the advice that I give. Because normally the advice that I give about beauty and self-care and that type of thing is something that I've already lived through research.
Okay.
And then I also have a community of people who I draw information from, professionals.
Okay.
So that makes me look real good. I have a doctor that lives across the hall from me, you know. I'm like, knock, 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 Dr. J. I need to talk to you about this. You know, then I have Dr. Stacia over here. You know, I draw from all type of people. So I get good information. I apply it as needed to me. And if it's something that I can't use, then I definitely, you know, scout it out to those who can use it.
Right.
Or I'll say, hey, I got this doctor and she shared this with me. You might want to call her. Her name is such and such. I'm not selfish about information
You're
at all.
a resource. Resource. I think that's good. Is there anything else you want to share with us about your work and what you do and how you help other people?
Okay, this is one of my things. I talked about it earlier. I love sharing information about beauty. I have a Facebook page called, so my show is The Beauty Is Show. It's been a little dormant lately because I have to that's one of my not right nows, okay? But I'm coming back to it because I've been focusing on the makeup line, and that's Perfect Face. So we have the Perfect Face Club on Facebook. And in that group, in that page, I have a private group that is just for women wanting to learn things. And I normally go on, we do live sessions with questions and answers. You give me a topic, and I come on and I do a 30-minute to an hour session on just that topic, and I answer questions and all that good stuff. So that's one of the things, if you guys are really interested in learning, not only about how to apply makeup, but about makeup or about beauty or about self-care, whatever that means to you or whatever your question is, I'd love to have you come on and just say, hey, I want to know about this.
Because you talk about different topics, not just about the makeup line. Yeah. It's an open forum, Facebook Live. So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you may see me on there cooking because people like, Crystal, what you cook? And then I have people like, Crystal has a cooking show. No, I don't. I really hate to cook, but because I can't always go out to the restaurant and get exactly what I need because certain foods and ingredients agitate my condition. So just because it might be healthy for you, it might send me to the hospital. So so a lot of times I have to prepare my own food. So I may just be in there just kind of showing what I'm doing. I mean, and I'm a chef or anything.
So it's more like a lifestyle page called
because
The
it
Perfect
is
Face.
a lifestyle. Yeah.
Ladies, do you have any more questions? Because, you know, I mean, not anymore. Any questions, you can start coming to the front. Do you think that we are, especially with our girls, that we're not having enough conversations about self-care? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. And the reason why is because a lot of times we don't know. So we don't even have the information to share.
So how do we bridge that gap?
Education.
So education. So maybe conversations like this?
Yeah, Absolutely. Okay. And don't believe everything you see on YouTube.
What?
I watch it a lot of times for kicks. I mean, sometimes I sit there and I'm like, really? Did she just say that? But I see some good information, but I see more bad information. Bad.
Misleading, definitely misleading.
Yeah, misleading. Just because you know how to flatten out this side of your head, don't mean that work for everybody else.
What do you mean flatten out?
Like this little piece right here might be straight, you know, and then you might have a whole nother hairstyle over here.
Oh.
But you know, just because that works for you.
I thought you were like reshaping the skull.
No. But you know, you might find that on YouTube. You never know. We might have to search that.
I was like, what are you seeing? Okay, come on, Eric.
You said something about detoxing.
Yes.
How often should people be detoxing, whether it's dietary or with skin?
Okay, so I always say I am not a doctor or a nurse.
There you go.
And my disclaimer is I do not give medical advice. I would always say listen to your body. Mm-hmm. What your body needs individually. I'm one of those people who really don't like to detox with what are the detox boxes and all those things, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm a real advocate for food,
right?
Healthy food. So when I detox, I'm normally using foods, lots of green vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love staying on the alkaline side of the food diet. So you have to be careful with what medications you take, your lifestyle. Okay. So you kind of have to be mindful of what your lifestyle is like. If you're a soccer mom and you know that you have to go to all these practices and things like that, you don't want to deprive yourself because who's going to drive the kids home when you pass out? You know, so you kind of have to be mindful of that type of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can never go wrong with water and green vegetables.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I just didn't know if you do it like weekly, because I do it. I'm a mom and a student and a wife and a ministry worker, so it's like
a lot going on.
Most of the time I'm just trying to survive the week, and sometimes I'm taking in things that I don't need to be taking just so that I can make it to the next
survival.
Try the 80-20 rule. 80% alkaline, 20% of, maybe some meat or something. Have a good balance there. But you want to make sure that most of your plate is always lots of greens. With that being said, I would just, some people do once a year. Okay. Some people do once every 6 months. Some people do once every 3 months.
I'm not a health doctor. I think it depends too on how you eat, period.
Regularly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you eat a lot of vegetables, right? I mean, it's just getting personal.
When I'm in school, when I'm in school, I'm just trying to eat
it's survival.
To finish school.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I think it depends on your lifestyle too.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah. I think if we are mindful of our bodies speak to us. They talk to us far more than we listen. And so if you are dragging, if you are sleepy all the time, I did something different. Alexander suggested that I go to a testosterone clinic. Well, I called it a testosterone clinic, and they don't take females. So I ended up at a female hormone clinic. Mm-hmm. And it was wonderful to see my different levels. And it explains why I can take a nap at absolutely any time of the day. Right. I now know what particular part of my body is producing out of whack. There you go. They're not producing correctly. So I do think if we take some time, like you said, you do the investigations, you go to the doctor's appointments. It took you a long time to find the right set of doctors to improve your health. That if we spend time doing that, like we do with other areas of our lives, then we will see a greater, quality of life.
Because we'll nail shop hop and beauty shop hop all.
Spend all of that time, right.
We need to find the right doctors that are willing to work with whatever we're bringing to the table.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, question about the makeup. My daughter just got licensed as a makeup artist. And she went to through the schooling and all that. She lives in Washington. So do you have any advice for her going forward? Because now that she is a licensed makeup artist. She's thinking of extra stuff she want to do that doesn't include makeup. So I'm like, I thought you did that. So what advice would you give someone who just got licensed?
I tell her to go for it. And the reason why I say that is the industry is so fickle and trends last for this long.
Yeah.
And what she wants to do is to be able to ride the wave. Whatever is popular right now, she needs to be able to hit it.
Oh, so she needs to be flexible.
She needs to be able to be flexible and service whatever is hot right now. Because if she just got licensed to do makeup, and we know what happened, eyelash extensions popped in. Then we used to call it permanent makeup.
Microblading.
Microblading popped up, and I was teaching that 10 years ago, you know. And now it popped up. But if you're not licensed for these things, guess what? Your money just left. Because now, old girl that is licensed is pulling all your cash.
You said part B.
I have a part B to that, because she was telling me she's also licensed with the tanning, and it's something she did with all of it. Would you advise her to focus on one thing, or just like take the whole gamut of stuff that she was licensed
Let me tell you, from minute to minute, I could be doing hair, makeup, teaching, on social media. My day or my week is never consistent. I could be shooting video shoots, editing somebody's stuff.
Household.
Yeah. I could be doing anything at any given moment. Tomorrow I have a photo shoot for a guy that teaches gun safety. You know, and before that I have a makeup appointment for someone. You just want her to be able to make her money, because this industry is so fickle.
She needs to learn basically to diversify her revenue sources.
Absolutely. And I always advise people who are interested in the beauty industry to go ahead and get your cosmetology license, because with that, you're licensed to do hair, skin, nails, anything. Okay. But when you just go and get just a nail license or an esthetician license or an eyelash license, you can only do those things. Okay, so I always say just go ahead and spend that year and get your Cosmo license.
Are they certifications or licenses?
Depends on the state.
For lashes?
Lash extensions is a specialty license where they go for 320 hours.
To do... Okay, all right. Now I see why y'all paying so much for those lashes.
And for all my naturals, they just last year got rid of the natural hair license. So be very careful who you are going to get your hair braided and get your crochets and all these different things. The reason why is because these girls are no longer licensed, which means they don't know sanitation. They don't know the chemistry, they don't know the biology, they don't know skin diseases, they don't know any of this stuff. So that's why some of us are walking around missing a whole lot of stuff. Yeah.
With patches in your
So do your research.
homework, yeah.
Do your research.
And that sounds like that's basically the theme of what you're saying in terms of your outward appearance, in terms of internally, to do your research and actually understand what's going on with your body and specifically what you need. Don't just throw it up to happenstance. Yeah, and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to share? We have enjoyed you today.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you.
And you guys, make sure you check into some of her live postings. They're good.
I do giveaways, like just random stuff.
I haven't caught any of those.
At random times, y'all. So if you're not tuning in, you're missing some things.
And I'm going to ask one more question about the makeup. Is it formulated for your skin, or do you have a line of products?
So my foundations and powders, I totally customize for your skin tone, your skincare needs. So if you are an oily girl and you break a shine before you even get to the car in the morning, I have ingredients that I can add into your makeup specifically for that. If you're going through a season of dryness and all that, so not only do I match your skin tone, but whatever you need.
Okay. All right, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.